So welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to be making a basic chocolate cake. So this is a recipe that was given to me when my daughter started kinder. So about 19 years ago. There was a child at kinder who was anaphylactic, so he had an allergy to eggs. So one of the parents, or his mum, gave a recipe to all of the families so they could make a chocolate cake to bring to kinder on their child's birthday so that the child could partake in the festivities. So it has no eggs, no butter, no dairy, no milk, nothing like that, which you probably think is no fun, but it's actually quite good. So the first thing we're going to do is to heat up the oven. So we're looking at 160 degrees if it's a fan-forced oven, and if it's just your run-of-the-mill non-fan baking oven, just pop it up to about 175. Otherwise you might burn the crap out of the cake, so just keep it at 160. Next we're going to grease a ring tin. So I find that if you use a ring tin, it has that hollow part in the back and it just eliminates the soggy centre. So that's what I use and I find to be most useful. So I don't know if this is the correct way to line a tin thing, but it's the way that works for me. It's probably not technically correct, but anyway, doesn't matter. I always use paper when I'm lining a tin. I don't trust, no, that didn't work. I don't trust the non-stick ones. They sort of say they'll be non-stick, but often that doesn't work. Maybe I'm not doing something right, but I find if I paper the tin, I don't have a problem. So I've traced around the shape of the tin on the paper, and then with my superior cutting skills, just cut it. There's no technical way to do the centre. I just do this, just fold it a couple of times and do that. See if it fits. There you go. If it doesn't fit, just make it bigger. Use your scissors. It's not hard. There you go. Give it a spray so that your paper sticks. There you go. Spray the outside as well, and that centre part there. Give it a spray. I'm going to put paper around the outside rim of the tin, not the inside because it's just too hard. I don't like to make things harder than they have to be, so we'll just like that. Cut and paste. Like so. And it's short. So there we go. Prepared tin. This recipe has very basic ingredients that you would most likely have in the pantry. So you don't have to have fancy ingredients that you can never find. There's no fancy ingredients that are super expensive. So if you are just a run-of-the-mill person at home with a semi-stocked pantry, you should be able to find everything for this recipe in your pantry. So there's a 1.5 cups of plain flour in there and 3 tablespoons of cocoa. It's just regular cocoa. It's not like Dutch fancy cocoa of the Himalayas or anything like that. It's just plain cocoa. 1 cup of sugar. There a cup of water. It's plain water, not boiling, just water from the tap. A teaspoon of vanilla essence or vanilla extract, just in. And 6 tablespoons, oh no, hang on, 1 tablespoon of, need glasses, 1 tablespoon of white vinegar. Yeah, there we go. And the oil, so 6 tablespoons of olive oil. I have used vegetable oil in the past. It doesn't make a difference. Just, I guess, don't use peanut oil or sesame oil because you're going to get a really weird cake, unless you like weird cakes. But that's just plain oil. Half a teaspoon of salt. And 1 teaspoon of bicarb soda. Yeah. Toss that in. So we just chuck it all in together, and you can use your hand beating technique. Mine's not great, so I'm going to put that in and use the mixer. It's really noisy, so I'm really sorry. But what we're going to do is just aim to have everything combined. Then once it finishes doing the foof and the spray, I'll take that lid off and show you the consistency, because I like to whip it so it's nice and thick and fluffy. So we'll have a go. So that's all combined, but what I'm going to do, how's that for magic? Let's just put it there, scrape it down, because there's just flicked bits. Flicked bits up the side that get stuck. And we'll just beat it again on medium speed. I say medium, this thing's old and it says it has 5 speeds, 6 speeds. It has 2, fast and noisy, I don't know. So we're just going to whip it for another minute or so, and then we can just pour it into the tin that we've prepared. So we've got our prepared pan, and hopefully there shouldn't be anything white and dry in here. It should all be mixed in, so that's ready to go. We've greased the cone area and the tin's lined, so you'd be pretty unlucky to get something stuck. It's just in. That's it. So now into the oven. How long for? 35 minutes? Yep. So 35 minutes into the oven. Put a timer on always, because you'll see something shiny and forget. And then when you can smell baked cake, it's pretty much, yeah, it's not going to be great. Just bung it in the oven and we'll test it at the 30-minute mark and see how it's running. So in we go. You're filming with my timer, which is not helpful. I'm going to put the other timer on. So if you're dealing with people who are, if you're catering for people who have allergies, so dairy or nuts or, I don't know, eggs, this is a really good cake. if you've got a vegan contingent in your pack, then this is a really good one as well. Just remember, if you do have people with dietary requirements, just dust the top with icing sugar or nothing at all. Don't go putting like a buttercream icing or something on top of it, or jam it with nuts, because then you're just going to end up in an ambulance situation. So yep, so we'll do the dishes and then I'll come back and show you one of my favourite icings. So take some, there's about a tablespoon of sour cream in here, teaspoon of vanilla in there. There's no science with my icing. I just put it in and play with it to get the consistency that I need. There's no point telling you to do a cup of this and a cup of that, because it doesn't work for me. So I just put it in. That's like, I don't know, that much. I'll have a go. Cocoa. There's a tablespoon measure thingy in here, so I don't know, just chuck that in a bit more. You know, that might do. Swedish chef style. So we're going to start with that. Put your liddy thing on, and so what we've got, it's really, really thin. We don't want that. So I reckon the timer's going to go off for the cake. Oh, magic. We've got a clean skewer thingy, cake tester thingy. Goes in, comes out clean. If it was gooey or you know, you could you pull it out and it's got a bit of batter on it, it's not done, but that's perfect. Beautiful. It's done. Oven can go off. Alright, so back to the icing. We don't have the consistency that we want yet, so just put some more in. I don't know how much, just put it in. Holy crap. Don't know what happened there. Okay. I think we have a dead beater. Can you turn that off at the PowerPoint just for a second, please? It's not great. Oh no. It's pretty old, but like I said, it's got 2 speeds, fast and loud, so we'll have as a first rule of IT, turn it off and start again. Okay, all right, try again. Go. Well, no, I think we have tech fail. Okay, that's all right. We shall try something else, because it's not great icing yet. Didn't see this coming. The cameraman's laughing. A really nice variation is to Terry's chocolate orange. It's my favourite. You can always chop up one of those and put it through the batter. You can also go with a choc mint variety and put peppermint crisp through it if you want to do that. Nuts go really well. in this one, so walnuts or pecans or almonds. I've never tried it with a gluten-free flour, so that might be an option for people who can't have wheat, so your celiacs and what have you. Yeah, so I haven't done that, could try that. Can't be any worse than some of the cakes I've made, so have a go. I'm going to just go and see if I can get another mixing mechanism. I found the whipper thingy. I'm gonna try and see if this will work. Actually, that's better. I don't know why I didn't use that from the start. We'll just put a little, look here, can you see that's like a tad runny. I'm just going to put a bit more icing sugar in there. Hopefully we won't kill this beater either. Okay, I think we have Betty Crocker consistency here. I reckon we've nailed it. That's pretty good. Can you see that? That's what we want, like sludge. So that just had icing sugar, cocoa, sour cream and vanilla. So now when the cake is cooled, then we can ice it and decorate it. Don't go putting anything on top of your cake until it's completely cool, because then you'll just end up with a whole running mess of sludge, because it doesn't work. So we'll give it another 20 minutes or so, and then we will ice it and decorate it, and then we're done. Okay, so extraction method. We're going to cross our fingers. Hopefully, just, here we go, like that. Paper's done the trick, so just peel that off. It's still pretty hot. But it's been in the tin out of the oven now for about 15 minutes. If you take it out of the oven and straight away try and take it out of the tin, it's going to end in tears. So just like so, onto the rack and flip it. Leave it there and just let it go completely cold before we pop the icing on. Okay, so we have our icing that we've made and the cake is cold. So a trick, just tips and tricks, boil the kettle and just get a tall receptacle, and whatever you're going to use to spread the icing, just stick it in there for a couple of seconds and it will help to disperse the icing evenly. So okay, there's no trick to this. Not for me anyway. Some people pipe it on, which is nice if you want to have little cakes. You can pipe it on and make it all fancy. But here, I'm just gonna bang it on and then spread it around. The thicker the icing, the better it's going to stay. Look, if you want it all fluffy and fancy, then you can like do it really thick and pop it on the top, and it like, you know, creates a nest. If you want it runny and drizzly, make it runny. If you don't really care, just throw caution to the wind and see how you go, which is the way that I roll. Then we're going to use some unicorn confetti that I found in the cupboard. You can use chopped nuts, coconut, those little cashew bowl things, but today we're using unicorns. Why? Because we can. Go, spread the unicorns. Who doesn't love a unicorn? Here we go. Put that on. And that, my friends, is our cake. Yep, don't serve it to the vegans, don't serve it to the allergy people because of the topping. But we have generally a fudge cake that has no eggs, no dairy, and a lot of happiness. So enjoy.